Greetings, everyone. Dr. Brian Scott with you. Insights to the end times. We're sharing from Ezekiel chapter 38 in the Old Testament, and we're sharing what has become known as the World War III. Ezekiel 38, first 6 verses, describe the 9 nations that are going to come like a cloud down on Israel to essentially wipe them out. The major player is Russia. It's referred to in verse number 2 and 3 as Magog. In one of our earlier sessions this week, we looked at the historical references to Magog being the Soviet Union. Praise the Lord. You need to go back possibly a couple of sessions to watch that. Here, I want to describe for you, or I want to go into why they are invading Israel. Now, Israel was formed. It came back and granted its status in May of 1948. So we're coming up on another anniversary of that timetable. When they came into existence, they were immediately attacked. They had a war that broke out. It was short and to the point. God was on their side. They won. They had another major war in 1967. That was the 6-Day War. It was over in just a matter of days as well, and on it goes. Well, in this session, I want to share with you the reason, according to Ezekiel 38, why these nations come down upon Israel and attack them. In verse number 9, it says that they're coming like a storm. They're just going to really show up on the scene. Many troops, etc. And verse 10 says they've got an evil plan. They've got an evil plan. Over in verse number 12, it says they're coming to take a plunder, to plunder the land and take a booty. And in verse 13, it says, I think they're coming, or they're saying, are they coming to take our silver and our gold and take away our livestock and our goods to plunder the land, a great plunder? Well, yes, that's the case. 1948, Israel was granted its status. It was a desert. It was barren. It didn't produce much of anything. But in less than one generation, they have become one of the greatest agricultural countries in the entire world. They produce more per acre than almost any other country in the world. In addition to that, most recently, they have discovered a massive natural gas discovery in the Mediterranean just off the west coast of the nation. And then the Dead Sea, which is below sea level, it is one of the most precious natural reserves of minerals in the entire world. I've got some stats here very quickly for you. A 1977 report showed that the mineral reserves in the Dead Sea were worth approximately 1.25 trillion. That was 1977. Today, that would be over $4 trillion in mineral reserves. The Dead Sea contains enough potash to provide for the entire world for centuries, not just for a few years, but for centuries. And the Dead Sea also contains huge oil and gas reserves as well. That's why they're coming to take a plunder. That's in addition to God's timetable. Wow. See you tomorrow for our last session at this time on Ezekiel 38 war called World War III. Thanks for joining us.